Hi guys, welcome to another battle report. This is my first game of ClogCon Masters, and I was facing Gale with his Menoth, and he chose Amon to face me, and I chose Stryker2 because Stryker2 usually works out for me against Menoth, although I cannot use much shooting at his jacks, but the melee ability of cavalry is usually enough to do some damage. So he sets up in a long line, stretching his jacks, and I set up a standard with my cavalries on the sides and jacks and a support in the middle. So he's got his first turn, and he starts advancing his forces. So I'm going second, so I will maybe try to go for scenario angle. I actually am not sure how I will manage in killing his warjacks if he goes into contesting the flags. But that's my general plan, to get forward and then try to clear as many flags as possible, score some points maybe, and get ahead on scenario. So he presses forward very fast. His forces run up, so he is already very near the flags, and now it's my turn. So I'm just measuring charge ranges from his jacks. I don't need to be too much forward. Threat range on cavalry is big enough that I can place myself outside of his threat range and then charge in next round. So he doesn't have much shooting, so I don't need to concern myself about this. So I run forward my jacks, and then I run forward my cavalry. I'm just making sure that my cavalry is out of the threat range of his jacks. So not much else is happening. So I'm advancing the rest of my forces, and I actually forgot for a moment Anastasia, and I moved one of my models, Rupert, into Anastasia's range, but then I placed Runewood outside of Anastasia's threat range, so he could probably go for Rupert and try to kill him now. So that's my round, and there's a quick measurement of Rupert's distance. So he powers up, and now his checks are outside of my threat ranges, so there is no sense for him to charge, or no possibility for him to charge. So now he needs to contest all the flags with enough forces, so I will not break through them with my cavalry. the jacks get passage, so if I assault with the cavalry, I will not be able to target the jacks with shots, so there will only be impact and melee attacks. So he's advancing his warjacks to be outside of threat range of my warjacks and be within contest range of the flags. So this is a good move because I will not be able to use my warjacks in charge. So that wasn't too much advance, he just went forward a bit to do some contesting, and I was lucky that he forgot to put his Anastasia. So my round, I start with Stryker. He gives positive charge to a Rowdy and Firefly, and he feeds. So Rowdy runs up and just to give positive charge, and the captain charges in and hits the first warjack with his attack. Then my cavalry, they did I think they did get Pathfinder from Rupert, and Rupert went to contest the flag, and then my cavalry charges in. I placed proxy bases too, so it's easier to track them and move them around. So my cavalry starts attacking, so they do impact attacks and then charge attacks and electro leaps against the jacks. And so the first jack had 11 on him, I think, so he moved away from the combat after the first hit, but I continued attacking the other ones. So another set of proxy bases just to optimize the placements. So the Firefly runs up to take a position with his positive charge on the other flank, and my cavalry will start charging in. But first they did get Pathfinder from Ronwood. And I forgot to reposition my cavalry when my opponent was gracious to allow me to do it. So the second unit of the cavalry charges in, and this time the Jack doesn't have any living on him, so I start attacking him. And from all the attacks that my cavalry makes, there are electro leaps going into Dervish behind the heavies. Then Leathermore goes in, making her charge attack. And then she's got D3 electro leaps. and then the rest of the force advance. So now it's time for feet attacks. So far it didn't went so well for me, but I hope with positive charge and feet attacks I will be able to finish off those jacks that were actually hit pretty hard on the charges, and I was just always missing some boxes to finish them off. So now as you see, I finished off one heavy. And then one light, and then one last attack on another heavy. So my cavalry on the right flank starts attacking those 3 jacks that are on their side, and I'm hoping to finish off at least one heavy, and the dervish behind them, he got very heavily wounded by electrolyps because of the firefly that is near, so I killed him as well. And that was actually a pretty decent trade. And then as you see, another model gets killed, and then Oraudi goes in, makes his attack. And that is my round. So my opponent did receive pretty heavy losses. Now he will be trying to make as much damage to me as possible. So his Anastasia runs into contest range with Rupert, so I will not get point in his round. So right now it's 1-0. And this time around his courier will give battle to the jacks. So he's got like 3 heavies left and 1 light dervish. I think it was dervish. Or maybe not, but anyway, the light charges in on Oraudi and starts attacking him. Doing some damage, and I actually should have done a retaliatory strike at that moment, but I thought I maybe use it on different jack. So Amon activates and feeds. This means every focus he spends can go to his jacks, and he charges in on Oraudi and starts attacking him. And unfortunately he's got reach, so he's attacking Oraudi out of Oraudi's reach. So I cannot use my retaliatory strike. And Oraudi gets heavy pounding. But survives on a few boxes. So heavy on his right flank advances and starts attacking my lances. So lances are pretty resistant, but not to Jack attacks. Jack with battle, it's pretty difficult to survive. So as you see, I lost 3 lances to 1 Jack. And then the another Jax goes in. And in between I also lost Rowdy. And there goes Stormblade Captain. Leathermore gets thrown out of the saddle, and then another lance is dead. So I from the left unit of lances, I have only 1 lance remaining, and on the other side the Jack starts pounding my lances, and there are also 3 dead already, and then Firefly dead as well. So pretty heavy beating I received in retaliation. So the Amon list is surprisingly good in taking a hit and then giving it back. But right now Amon is on 1 focus or no focus, and he's within range of my Stryker, so I can try to assassinate him. And also my 2 lances, if I free them from that one, I think Hierophant or something, from that gem, they will be able to charge Amon, and that might be enough to kill him. So the only thing I need to do is actually ungem my lances. I can do it by shooting my own model even, and then Electro should take care of that guy. I can charge something in on him and remove him. So these are all possible choices, and I just take a while to measure out the options. So in the end, the last lance from the left unit advances and attacks the Hierophant and kills him. And there is another model, I don't remember what it was, but it was also some kind of trooper that was in front, and I killed him with Electroleaps from Leathermore. So now I need to measure the charges from the lenses, and 2 lenses charge Amon. And they managed to kill him. So I still had a Stryker to do it, and I showed my opponent how Stryker would arrive there with 3 focus and the possibility to overload, just so he knows that it was a mistake to leave Amon so close to the front line while fighting against Stryker. So that's it. I hope you liked it. If you would like to see more of
faithfuls.